I'm talking now with Meredith Aldrin. She is Director of the Consumer Protection Division of the State Attorney General's Office. Thank you for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Has your office seen any increase in the number of mortgage scams or problems in that area right now?
Unfortunately, we have. As most people have heard, there's a growing number of foreclosures and issues that consumers are having with their mortgages. And we encourage people to contact our office for more information. We also suggest that consumers seek the help of a HUD-approved counselor. You can find those counselors at www.hud.gov. Unfortunately, as you pointed out, this is a growing problem and something that we do want to get the information out there so that consumers can know how to avoid it.
When we talk about a scammer or someone out there, how do they pick a victim when we talk about mortgage fraud?
Right. A lot of what we're seeing is, as everyone knows, newspapers publish notices. The mortgage companies are required to give notice, usually by law. It's certainly required in Mississippi, to post notices of foreclosures that are coming forward. And these scammers will advertise and find out who these people are whose homes are about to be foreclosed upon. And unfortunately, they will target them with mailing saying, we can stop your foreclosure. They sound very official. A lot of times they'll have names like mortgage consultants, mortgage experts, foreclosure consultants, those types of names that make them sound legitimate, but in actuality, they are not.
Well, can you give us some specific examples of some of the scams that have taken place?
Absolutely. We get calls on a regular basis about scams that are going on in Mississippi and throughout the country, and we obviously keep abreast of these scenarios through our contact with other states' attorneys general. And one of the things that we're seeing a lot of is something called the equity stripping scam. And that's what happens is someone will approach you and say, I'd like to buy your house. You can rent it back from me, and then just temporarily, and then you can buy it back from me once you've caught up into your payments. But what really happens is they will buy the house from you. They'll keep increasing the rent and do anything that they can to evict you from that house. Then you won't have a home, but you will still have a mortgage. That's one example of the scams that we've seen. Another thing that we've seen is just sort of phantom debt relief or counseling. That occurs when someone takes a lot of money up front, usually it charges a pretty sizable fee up front, say that they're going to act on your behalf, call the mortgage company, try to negotiate with creditors that you have, but in actuality, they are really just taking your money and running. They encourage you not to contact your mortgage company directly, not to contact your creditors, but that's a sure sign that they're probably not negotiating on your behalf. Another example that we see is sort of the bait and switch. You're told that you're signing papers that involve a refinancing or maybe a new loan, but in actuality, you're turning over the deed or the title to your house. And finally, another thing that we see a lot of is kind of two common scams. Bankruptcy, similar to the bait and switch. Someone will file a they'll take a fee from you, you think that you're getting help on your mortgage, but then what happens is they'll file bankruptcy in your name. And obviously that's not what you wanted. You won't find out about that until your creditors start contacting you as to why you haven't paid other bills. And finally, another thing, it's not specific to mortgage fraud, but is something that we're seeing kind of crop up lately, people who claim that they can improve your credit. You know, consumers are desperate now. They want to refinance. They want to have higher credit scores so that they can in turn refinance their homes when they're in trouble. But really only time and a good history can build up your credit. So don't believe scams like that. We're actually investigating some scams like that right now.
Well, briefly in the time we have left, what are some tips people can remember to avoid being the victim of a scam?
Absolutely. There are lots of tips. The first and foremost tip that we always offer to consumers is don't delay. As soon as you know that you're in trouble, contact your mortgage company. Contact an attorney that you trust. Contact someone. Go ahead. Don't be embarrassed. A lot of people are in this situation. It's tough economic times. Contact your mortgage company right away and see if they're willing to offer any kind of alternative payment plan. They might be willing to reduce your mortgage payment each month. They may be willing to reduce your interest. We also encourage people to check for new assistance. A lot of mortgage companies are offering loan modification programs. We're watching with interest the economic stimulus package that President Obama is putting forth to see if there will be help for homeowners. Just check for any new forms of assistance that you might be eligible for. seek help from a HUD-approved counselor. As I mentioned before, you can call our office and get that information. And most importantly, don't sign anything that you don't understand. Don't fall prey to someone who says, you need to sign this up front. High pressure tactics, something you don't understand.
There shouldn't be any hurry involved.
Absolutely not. You know, you should have the time that you need and be able to seek the counsel that you need. And we encourage consumers to speak with an attorney before signing any documentation. Keep copies of everything that you have. Those are the kind of tips that we offer, and we also encourage people to call our office. You can log on to our website for more information, which is www.agjimhood.com, or you can contact our 1-800 number, which is 800-281-4418.
Well, thank you so much for your time today.
Absolutely. Thank you.